Okay, let me let Jorge in. He's our guest from Bogota, Colombia. So, and he's been coming on each week, so we're good. All right.
Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to another edition of Financial Literacy with yours truly, Dameon Rowe. I'm very blessed that all of you are able to attend. Listen, all I can do is warn you. That's all I can do is warn you that tonight is going to be fire. Like somebody might have to call the fire department on us because we about to set it up. We about to set it off up in here. So I want to thank you guys for attending. We have a lot of information to cover today. But even if we go a little bit longer than we normally would, I want to tell you in advance, it is absolutely going to be worth it. I basically stayed up all yesterday and all this morning putting these slides together for you. And I hope that something that I say today blesses your life and that you can find something in this presentation as well to share with friends and family that will bless them also. So having said that, let's get started. And let me know if you guys can see. If you can't see my screen, then just please let me know. But so far, I think everybody can see the screen. Okay, so can everybody see the screen okay?
Yep.
Can I get some head nods and emojis, something? Okay, we good, we good, we good. So what we're gonna be talking about today is thinking like a boss. And there's so much meat on this bone right here, just in the title slide alone. Like thinking like a boss entails so many different aspects of business, and so much so that I had to cut a lot of information out of today's training to save for another day. So there's definitely at some point in time going to be a part 2 to this Thinking Like a Boss segment we're doing today. So look forward to that. I'm super, 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 super excited to be introducing our special guest to you guys a little bit later in the presentation. We have guests today from Endless Beauty LLC. Can't wait to hear the gems that they're about to drop on you guys as far as what their business journey has been like with this amazing mother and daughter team. So look forward to hearing from them soon. I'm going to zip through these slides as fast as I can. So I really want you guys to try your best to stay engaged, stay focused, keep up. You guys know how I get down. This is not new to you. You've had many trainings with me before, so I'm always big on participation, and you'll see why in a minute. And another thing I'm big on is taking notes. At some point in time, I'm going to ask if you have questions. And don't wait till the last minute when I ask you if you have questions to decide if you have a question or not. If something that I'm saying to you as we go along catches your ear, write it down in the form of a question. And then when the time comes, you can address that question to me at that time. If for any reason, I'm pretty good about answering whatever question that you guys have for me. I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to that. The only questions that I probably will not answer is any questions that appear too personal or questions that could pose a security risk to myself or someone that I care about. So in that regard, I would ask you to rephrase your question, or I would just politely tell you that I understand your concern and I appreciate your question, and next slide. So either way it goes, don't be swayed by that. That's just how I do in general when I'm training. So I want to give everybody a fair chance to be heard. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to ask for participation. Participation is big because we have some winners to announce in a few minutes who were winners from our last financial literacy segment. So since we have a special guest with us tonight, I'm going to ask someone by the name of Sierra if she could read this slide appearing on the screen right now. So unmute your mic and read this slide.
Okay. The financial principles and tips shared in this financial literacy training segment are taken from the book Modern Day Mentor. This book is a very timely publication in today's ever-changing society that is an excellent resource guide that steers our youth in productive directions. Visit Barnes & Noble at www.barnesandnoble.com to order your copy today.
Did you guys hear the just like she was just dripping swag the whole time she was reading. Like, I was like, wow, that was excellent. That's what I'm talking about. Confidence. I hear confidence in your voice. And that's what I've been training about for the longest time, is confidence and how to overcome fear. So man, that was excellent. I appreciated that. So yes, today, everything that we cover today is going to be based on what I wrote in this book, Modern Day Mentor. There is a ton of tips and principles in this book that will be very beneficial in helping to steer youth in a positive direction and productive directions, because not everybody out there has a mentor to lean on for information and support. So that's what this is all about. So having said that, let's go to the next slide. And so, Sophia, are you with us still? If you can hear me, let's please have you unmute your mic. And I want you to read only the first paragraph. And then I want Isabel to read paragraph number 2.
Okay, so in order for you to get the most out of each and every financial literacy training segment, participation is a must. When you make intentional efforts to stay engaged by participating, you not only are you maximizing your learning potential, you're also encouraging others to participate and engage as well. Ask questions, take notes, offer feedback, and prepare to win.
Prepare to win. That's what's up. Isabel?
Participating in learning events also creates an opportunity for you to overcome your fear of public speaking. Never be afraid to ask questions or make valuable comments in an open forum. The most hurtful question is the question that never gets asked. A closed mouth never gets fed. So if you're hungry for knowledge, let's eat.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm hungry. I hope you guys are hungry too, because I'm ready to get it in. So listen, I want to let you know up front that this training today is going to be a lot different than the ones we've done in the past, because I have a lot of slides to show you guys in a 1-hour period. So I'm going to go through them kind of fast. If I'm going through them too fast, don't be afraid to hit me with a little emoji on your screen or something like that, or alert me somehow to let me know that you have a question about something that I said. I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask questions later, but if there's something really pressing you that you want me to repeat, I'll definitely repeat it for you. So what we're going to do today is, like, the slides that you guys are going to see, there will be some information on the slides, but for the majority of them, I'm going to be narrating them to you so that you will understand what you're looking at. So I just wanted you guys to know that. So let's get this out the way. Participation winners. If you notice, we have 3 participation winners from last financial literacy training, because, you know, I couldn't really, all of you guys did such a great job. I didn't want to pick just one winner and then have 2 other people in their feelings for the rest of the year. So I just decided to make all of you guys winners. So from last segment, participation winners, we have Sophia, Isabel, and Mari. And I want to thank you for your participation. And I definitely want you guys to keep up the great work that you're doing. So having said that, each one of you guys are going to get a $25 gift card each to Target, so you can go and get your shop on. So congratulations to you guys. We'll make arrangements to get these to you guys as soon as we can. And I really want to encourage future participation with everybody who's joining, because you know what? Sometimes I come out of left field on you guys and you won't even know it until I do it. And the next gift card might be $100 somewhere. So, I mean, I'm just saying, don't say I didn't tell you. You know what I mean? Participation is everything, because that's what alerts me that you're learning. So this is a $25 gift card that you guys got coming, but next time it might be 50 or 100. You never know. So just keep that in mind. Let's get it. I'm going to read this one. Without having so this is talking about vision is key. Without having a true vision of where you want your business to go, you will never be able to see how to get there. A boss is more than just a person who calls the shots and tells people what to do. A boss is also a visionary who is capable of leading others down the pathway to success. While trying to identify what your vision is, there are some very important questions for you to answer within yourself. So the first question that I came up with is what product or service can I create that everyone needs or wants? What is it that you do? What is your passion? Do you like doing hair? Do you like cooking food for people? Are you good at detailing cars? Are you good at being a party planner or a wedding planner? What product or service can you create that you feel like everybody's going to want or need? The second bullet point is, how much money am I willing to invest in myself to start my business? Any business owner will tell you, any boss will tell you, it costs money to make money. You have to have some money saved up to be able to invest in whatever business venture that you want to get off the ground. So remember that. Bullet point 3, will I have to hire employees and pay for costly employee benefits? I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm just going to say to you again right now. I'm going to read that bullet point one more time. And I'm reading it very intentional for what is coming later on in the training. And I'm going to refer back to this. So make sure you get this, okay? Will I have to hire employees? Keyword is employees. I just want you to focus on the word employees. And will I have to pay for costly employee benefits? I'm going to show you how to obtain employees for your business. Last bullet point, who will be my target audience to sell to? If you're trying to write a book, who do you want to read it? Do you want the world to read it? Or do you just want your mama and your daddy and your uncle and your auntie to read it at the next family reunion picnic next summer? That question has to be answered that way, because that determines the value that you're putting on launching your first book, maybe. And I will tell you, as an author and as a publisher, it's not cheap. You can nickel and dime it if you want to, but if you nickel and dime it going into it, you're going to get a nickel and dime product that everyone's going to be able to see. And you might be shooting yourself in the foot rather than actually benefiting yourself. So just keep that in mind. So right now, I want to talk to you guys about product development, because the last time we talked, I mentioned to you guys in our last segment that in the beginning of April of last year, 2021, I started a home-based beverage company for my twin boys who are only in middle school. Okay. And the company name that I created for them is Jujo Beverage Company. My twins' names are Justin and Jordan. And so that's how I got the name Jujo Beverage Company, which basically just means Justin and Jordan's Beverage Company. So what I decided to do to give you guys a visual picture of how you're going to have your humble beginnings when you start your business, keep in mind, summer is coming up, okay? And if you pay attention to what I'm teaching you in this slideshow today, you may be ready to get your business up and running before summer even gets here. So I want you to keep that in the back of your mind too. And this is a really good place to start taking notes. So if you look at the picture on the left, when we started doing this, we were learning. You know, we were in the beginning ground zero phase, and we were learning. But because we kept letting people try our juices and our smoothies and stuff like that, well, at the time we started, we didn't even have juices. We only had different flavor smoothies. And I'll be honest with you, we only had about 3 different flavor smoothies. We had the green apple smoothies that you see on the bottom row in these mason jars. And then the 2 darker colored jars was a smoothie that I personally created, which was called a blueberry mint smoothie. That is just ridiculous. It's very good. When we started doing this, we sold a lot of green smoothies because these smoothies are meal replacements. They help you lose weight, and they keep you from being hungry for a few hours. If you have a fast-paced schedule or work week and you're not always able to cook like you want to, or you're not always able to stop and get something on the way to work to eat for breakfast, this green apple smoothie is a meal supplement. So you could drink this within the course of about 15 to 20 minutes, and it'll keep you full for up to 5 hours. So the picture that you see on the right is an actual customer delivery. The green juices you see on the right are another item that we created called cucumber shots. And if you look through the glass, you'll see some dark discoloration a little bit. That's actually a full stalk mint leaf inside there. And so because it has mint flavor in it, what we did was we took fresh mint leaves, chopped them up, and infused them in the cucumber shot overnight. So when the customer opens it for the first time and drinks it, they are just hammered with mint flavor. Very innovative, very creative, because nobody out there is doing that. So we always want to try to do something different that nobody else is doing. That's called leadership. So product development continued. So as we started to get further along in our process, we still used the mason jars, but what we did, if you noticed, we changed up our presentation and how we were showing our product to our customers. So this graphic on the left came in handy when it was time to post it on social media to show to our potential customers and say, hey, look what we're doing now. Look how attractive our product looks, because these ingredients that you see in front of these jars are some of the actual ingredients that actually go inside of our green smoothie. If you notice the picture on the right, this is a 16-ounce example of our pure celery juice cleanse, which is still a very popular item with a lot of our customers. So pay attention to these photos, because you're going to start seeing transitions. Last time I talked to you guys about starting small and thinking big. Starting small and thinking big. So you're going to see a big progression as we go. So now, if you notice, you don't see any more mason jars. So now you're starting to witness our transition. Well, why did we transition from mason jar to plastic bottle? Number one, the mason jars are a hassle because they're very, 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 if you've ever dealt with a mason jar in your lifetime before, you know, you could actually obtain a migraine headache trying to keep them clean. It's very annoying to keep them clean. The lids get rusted as soon as they hit water if you don't dry them fast enough. And as far as me, like, I'm all about presentation. And even though the jar would be clean, I'm not giving a brand new customer a rusty top mason jar with a refreshing beverage on the inside of it. Like, I'm just not doing that. That's tacky. And that's ratchet, as some of you younger kids may still say. That's very ratchet. Don't do that. Whenever you're going to put something in front of your customer, make sure it is in such excellent condition that you would feel confident giving one to the president of the United States if you had an opportunity to go to the White House. Like, you have to have some integrity and some dignity about the products and services that you roll out to your customer, because when you start putting tacky items and stuff like that in front of your customers are looking at this like, what in the world is this? Like explain to me why I should buy this, right? And you're going to create a hardship for yourself. So if you notice these plastic bottles on the left-hand side, it's the same exact cucumber shot you saw in the previous slide. It's just now in a safety sealed plastic bottle. Why the plastic bottle? Because COVID-19 has changed a lot of the ways we do business out here in the business world. So especially if you're in the food and beverage industry, and let's say you just sell smoothies, right? You don't want to just bring a customer a smoothie in a plastic cup and say, here you go, here's your straw. Like, you want the customer to know that nobody has tampered with that item. Nobody has put anything in there that's not supposed to be in there. When they see these plastic bottles with the safety lids on them, they know that whatever's in there is safe for them to drink. And another thing that lets them know that it's safe to drink is that when they take that top off of there, all they're going to hear is that plastic snap. And that lets them know, that sound lets them know that they are the very first person to ever open that and drink it. That makes people feel comfortable about what they're buying from you. That lets them know that not only is it fresh, it's safe for them to drink. Ginger shots. These are 2-ounce ginger shots. Look how dark yellow those shots are. Those shots were literally just poured into those containers after we finish making them. And then they go straight in the refrigerator to stay fresh. I want you to keep an eye on those ginger shots, because as we continue to talk about product development, that look is going to change. And even though these are products that we are selling from my children's beverage company, as you're watching this, I want you to see these products as your products. I want you to see how the evolution of your product is going to continue to change when you first get started to when you really start to get started. Your product or your brand is going to change. So keep an eye on that. I love the colors in this picture. So if you look at the photo on the left, these are real life customer deliveries. All of these selection of juices that you see down here, the beet medley, the carrot juice in the middle, and the green juice at the far right. If you notice on the top of the green juice, it says KB. That simply means kale bomb. A lot of people will look at that and not know what it is, but because we make these every week, we know exactly what it is, so we don't get them confused. And then the other flavors that we offer are written on the tops as well. And I also want you to keep an eye on this because you're going to see the evolution of that change in a minute. The photograph on the right is an actual customer delivery to one of our customers in the city of Industry, California. This family has been supporting our Jujo beverage company from day one. And this is a very small order you're looking at, to be honest, because they usually order a lot more than that. But yeah, these are actual deliveries that I wanted to show you guys so that you can see what the products look like. And the more you look at this and the more you visualize this, I don't want you to look at this and see our juices sitting on a customer's counter. Sophia, I want you to look at these juices and see your cupcakes that you made. Like you're not looking at juices right now. So remember, this is thinking like a boss, right? So because you're a boss, because you're a lady boss, you should already be looking at this picture going, that's going to be my cake sitting on a customer's counter in their kitchen one day. That's how bosses think. When you sit and show me what everybody else is doing, I'm listening to you. But if I like the direction that you're going, I'm already figuring out in my mind how to make something more epic work for me. Because that's just how bosses think, right? So I wanted you guys to see that these are not just things made up in our imagination. These are juices that customers are buying from us on a regular basis. Remember when I said in the beginning, I wanted to I wanted you guys to focus on the word employees. Remember when I told you that? Isabel, I want you to unmute yourself, please. When you look at this slide, tell me what you see.
I see the orders with the tops that are labeled. They're very bright colors.
Okay, let me ask you this question in a different way. In the first photograph on the left, I want you to tell me how many items you see, and I want you to tell me what they are.
I see a Ninja blender.
No. Focus on the product. Focus on the juices. How many juices do you see?
Oh, I see 6 beet medleys, 3 carrots, and 6 kale bombs.
For a total of how many bottles?
Is it 17? No, wait, hold on. 12 plus 3 is 15.
Okay, 15, good. You see 15 bottles, right?
Yeah.
So what's the title of our segment today?
Employees or product development.
Thinking like a boss. That's the title of our training today, okay? Stick with me, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. And the reason why nothing you're saying is really wrong is because nobody has ever told you what I'm getting ready to tell you. And I already know that. We already established that in the previous slide. So you really can't give me a wrong answer. What I'm trying to do is get you to condition your brain to think another way when you look at things. Because you're not just Isabel no more. You're a boss. You're a boss. You're not just Sophia anymore. You're a boss. You're not just Mari anymore. You're a boss. You're not just Sierra anymore. You are a certified boss. Okay? You see 15 juices. You want to know what I see as a boss? I see 15 employees. Are you guys following me? I see 15 employees. Let me show you why these are not juices. To the person buying them from you, yes, they are juices. That's exactly what they are. But to the boss who's selling them, they're 15 employees. Why are they employees? Because each one of these individual bottles are working for me. What does an employee do when they go to work? They work. They do their job. They work. That's what they do. That's why they're called employee. And when they finish working, they get paid. That's the cycle. So from now on, when you make cake for people, you don't just have 12 cupcakes. You have 12 employees. If you make another dozen cupcakes, you now have 24 employees. And so on and so on and so on. If in one day you have baked 100 cupcakes, for the day you made all those cupcakes, you had 100 employees, because you're going to go sell them to somebody for money, right? Of course. So if you're selling that one item for money, that item becomes your worker. So I don't want you to see these as juices anymore. I want you to see them as employees. And I want to show you how the company is going to grow in a few minutes. This photograph on the left is a literal customer delivery to one of our customers in Moreno Valley. I don't know offhand how many juices there are, but for that particular order, I recall them being approximately 31 bottles that this customer ordered. You see that? That's 31 employees working for me. And while these 31 employees are working for me, guess what I'm doing? Nothing. Not a thing. Smiling all the way to the bank. That's what I'm doing. Why do I have to stick around as a boss and watch somebody drink 31 bottles of juice? That's crazy. My job is not to do that. My job is to let them know how much the juices are. My job is to make the juices, and my job is to deliver the juices to them and be about my business and go back to making more juice. That's what my job is. I don't have to stay there and witness it, because these bottles are going to work for me. You get it? These are employees on this table. They're just not human employees, but they are employees nevertheless. The photograph on the right, this is one of many deliveries to our customer in Chino, California. Thank you, customer in Chino, California. We appreciate your business. This is a variety of all kind of stuff. Ruby red grapefruits. You got ginger shots in the front. You got beet medley juices in the back on the left side. You got kale bombs. I mean, the kale bomb has been our #1 selling juice for a year and a half straight. Nobody's going to buy this many juices if they're not good, right? So again, I don't want you to see those as juices. I want you to see those as whatever product you intend to sell. And I'm letting you know that whatever that product looks like, it's possible. It's possible that you could be selling things at this level. But you have to start at ground zero and start doing the work. Okay, so this is just a blueprint for you guys. We're going to skip this because I really don't have any information on that. So let's talk about next level boss moves. Sophia, could you please read this slide? Do we have Mari? Hold on, Sophia. Do we have Mari on? Mari, are you on today?
Mari's not here today.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Who else do we have? Because I can only see so many people on my screen. Is there anyone else that you could see that may want to jump in and do some reading? and possibly get like $100 gift card or something? Oh, Daniel, what's up, Daniel?
There's Daniel, there's Nia, there's
Daniel got busted. Daniel was sitting in the back of the class trying to hide out. Now I see you, Daniel. Daniel, unmute your microphone, and I would like you to read this slide if you would be so kind.
Okay. You are now about to see why developing your brand is so important when you are making power moves to compete in today's business world.
Excellent.
Start thinking about creative ways you can make your brand more appealing to the public once you put your products/services in front of them. You may not ever get a second chance to make a first impression, so do it right the first time and watch your business skyrocket.
Daniel, you're a good reader, bro. Do you read a lot?
My sisters would not agree.
Your sister, but I'm not asking your sisters. I'm asking you. Do you read a lot? Or do you read quite a bit? You're a really good reader. And if you don't read a lot, I want to encourage you to keep reading because I can tell you're very articulate and you're good at it. So keep doing it. Okay?
Okay.
You're good at it. You know who Kobe Bryant is, right?
Yeah.
You know he won a lot of championships, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he won those championships without practicing?
No.
I don't either. So you may never be able to slam dunk a basketball, but you're an outstanding reader. So I want you to keep practicing, okay?
Okay.
Cool. Thank you for reading this slide. So yeah, this slide speaks for itself. You guys, I'm going to share a story with you before we're done for the night that really speaks to this slide right here. So I don't really want to spoil it. I just wanted you to grasp the information. You may never get this is the part in this slide that did it for me. You may never get a second chance to make a first impression. So do it right the first time and your business can just skyrocket. Okay. So let's talk about recycling profits. Now, you guys already saw the transition of Jujo Beverage Company from when we started with the mason jars, and then we transitioned to the plastic bottles with the security caps on them. But we were actually writing the names of the juices on the top so that we wouldn't get confused as to how many juices to give the customer based on what they ordered. So what you're really looking at right now is my sons, Justin and Jordan, Justin on the left, Jordan on the right. When we went to pay for the labels that we had printed for each flavor of our juices, that's why you didn't see any labeling on the bottles. And that's why we were writing on them, because that's the only way we could tell what type of juice it was, right? But as you continue to develop your product, as you continue to develop whatever service you're offering, you have to level up. I want you to write that down, level up. If whatever you're writing notes on right now, I want you to write this down, level up. And the definition of level up means you have to start going above and beyond, doing more work today than you did yesterday and the days prior. That's what level up is. It basically just means you got to kick your game up. You got to come with your A game, because you're not just a normal person anymore. You're a boss. So you need to start thinking like a boss. What would a boss do? Would a boss keep selling really popular juices, writing the name of the juice on the cap, or would a boss make it look more professional? Because a boss is looking at a bigger picture, right? I'm not looking at just what amount of juices I'm selling today. I'm looking at how many juices I'm going to be selling in the future, because I'm trying to triple my profits, right? So this is how you do that. So what Justin is doing on the left photograph is he's paying off a balance of a print job. And you're going to see that print job in a minute. And so when we got to the place to pick up the labels and pay for the labels, I asked Justin to count the money to make sure that whatever closing balance we were given, we had enough money to pay for it and walk out of the store with our product. So Justin counted the money. He came up with a correct amount. And even though Justin came up with the correct amount, I, thinking like a boss, right? I wanted to give Jordan an opportunity to confirm that the amount Justin came up with was in fact the correct amount. It's called checks and balances. Checks and balances. Always make sure you're sure, right? So Jordan did the same thing, and this is what we ended up getting. So I'm going to read this slide for you guys. Being financially responsible definitely pays off. Once you start to see that your business is making money, don't go out and blow it on insignificant things that you simply want. Reinvest your profits back into your business and purchase the things for your business that you need. Rather than reckless spending on video games, expensive shoes, toys, or other counterproductive things, these smart young men purchased nearly 7,000 juice labels to upgrade the look and the integrity of their cold pressed juices. And in the next slide, you will see why that was such a smart move. So I'm so proud of these guys, because let me tell you a story about these photographs that you're looking at right now, okay? So in less than a year, we went from just selling juices out of our home to just friends and family and random people who wanted to try our juices. And now my son's juices are sitting on the counter at one of the most popular restaurants in the entire San Bernardino County. And that's certified. Their juices have been there for about almost 8 weeks. So not only are we selling juices, the same juices you saw at the beginning of the presentation, not only are we still selling those juices to our existing customers, we're attracting even more customers, because why? Look at our brand. Look at our brand. Look at the change you see in our brand. Totally different, right? Totally different from the jars we started with. Totally different from the plastic bottles where we had to write the name of the juice on the tops, on the caps. We no longer have to do that, because now our juices look way more professional and customers are loving them. And we've been very fortunate that the owner of this restaurant took a chance and gave Justin and Jordan a chance. We gave her some samples of the juices. She loved them. And the first thing out of her mouth was, I got to get these in my store. My customers would love these. And they've been there now for almost 2 months. This could be your cake. This could be your cupcake, Sophia. This could be your pastries or whatever else you do. When you guys start doing things from now on, I already showed you what employees look like. These are the same employees I showed you in the previous slides. They just have a different look. So now we have anywhere between 30 to 50 of our juices every weekend at this restaurant working for us. That's a very powerful statement. I mean, especially when you're only in middle school and you have a restaurant carrying your products. And I know every one of you guys on this training segment right now is capable of making this happen. And if you don't think you are, I'll help you. And if you don't take my help to help get you there and make that dream a reality for you, it's your fault. As a boss, it's your fault for not asking for the help. Okay? This is what generational wealth looks like. Most of us, well, I can include myself too. Most of us don't know what generational wealth is because the elders in our family didn't leave us anything. That's why many of us don't even know who our great-great-grandparents are. Want to know why you don't know who they are? Because they didn't leave you nothing. Can you imagine if your great-great-grandfather was the person who built Microsoft from the ground up? You would know who they are. If Bill Gates was your great-great-grandfather, you'd know. You would know his name better than your own, because of what that generational wealth would afford you the ability to do in your life. You can go to some really nice places. You can have some really nice things. You can have a new wardrobe every month, you know? But many of us don't know who our great-great-grandparents were because they didn't leave us nothing. And so that's why I'm teaching you guys generational wealth, so that by the time you're old enough to get married and have kids and build a family of your own, your kids are going to be walking into generational wealth based on what you're learning with me today. Because now you know that the picture on the left is not just a ginger shot, it is an employee, right? So when you start making cakes again, Sophia, when you start doing your cakes again, when that cake comes out of the oven and you put all the frosting and decorations on it, and you think that it's finished and ready to go, that is no longer a cake. That is an employee. Okay? I want you to start seeing your cakes as employees. Daniel, what do you like to do? What do you like to make, or do you like to make, like if you were to sell something right now to somebody, what would it be?
I'm trying to sell some like crystals.
Crystals? Okay, like help me with crystals. I can go a lot of directions with crystals. Help me out. Help me out, Daniel. What is it about these crystals that is so cool to you?
They just really look nice, and I think that the other people might admire them like the same way I do.
Okay, cool. So whatever those crystals look like, I don't know what they are, but whatever they are, I don't want you to look at them as crystals anymore. I want you to look at it as an employee. For every crystal that you touch in your hand or you put together to sell somebody, I want you to train your brain to know that crystal, that item that you're about to sell somebody, is an employee. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. So remember I told you about the ginger shots earlier? Look how they look now. The reason I put this other picture here about the customers loving Jujo beverages is because when we went to the restaurant to deliver a load of juices so that they could have for the week, this family walked in and they started picking through the juices, and I could hear them talking to each other saying, "What is this?" And so the owner told them that, hey, these are cold pressed juices and they're made by these two young men over here, blah, blah, blah. And as you can see in the picture, the father looked through all the juices on the counter and he purchased a juice for every single person in his family. The very first time he ever saw it. So I'm sharing that with you so you can see, when you take your business to the next level and you think like a boss on a regular basis, this is what happens as a result of you thinking like a boss. The community reacts to your product. And this was a very favorable reaction to Justin and Jordan's juices because everyone in the family has one. And we were very honored that they purchased those right in front of us as we were literally sitting there eating breakfast. And I want you guys to not see these juices as juices. They're employees. And I also want you to see these juices as your products. Daniel, these are not ginger shots. These are your crystals. Imagine these are your crystals and you're putting them on display to sell them to the public. Somebody's going to buy them. Somebody's going to buy them. So just keep developing your craft, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so this is a very important video that I'm going to show you. And then after this, I'm going to be introducing some really cool people to you guys. So get ready, okay? And you definitely want to take notes and write down what they're going to tell you. So I love this slide because it kind of reminds me of the things that I never learned when I was a kid this young, okay? And I know you're probably you're listening to what I'm saying, but you're also looking at all the money scattered everywhere on the floor. There's a reason for that. I have been training my kids to handle money ever since they were 5 years old. And to any of you parents that are listening right now, whether you're live with us right now or whether you're listening on the replay, I'm telling you this, and listen carefully to what I'm telling you. Teach your children how to handle and count real money. I'm not talking about playing Monopoly with them. That's not real money. Like, this is real life, what I'm telling you out here. This is not a game out here. Teach your children how to handle money on a regular basis. Let them feel it, let them touch it, let them see what ones look like, let them see what hundreds look like, let them see what 10s and 20s look like. Because if you don't start teaching your children at this age how to count money and how to respect money, when they get older, they'll do anything to get it. Think about what I'm telling you. Teach your children the importance of respecting money so that when they get older and they start developing their life that they're gonna have for themselves, nobody can come to your child and entice your child with doing something illegal and giving them just a couple of $100s to participate in something that could land them in prison for the rest of their life. When somebody comes to entice your child with money, the only thing your child should say to that person is, those are pennies, bro. Those are pennies. That's trash. Like, that's all you have? Like, I was counting money like that when I was 6. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not participating in that. If you do that when your kids are young, nobody will ever be able to fill your children's eyes with money and make them do anything, because we know that the love of money is the root of all evil. So why would you let your kids fall victim to the root of all evil when you could train them at this age to start respecting money? I love this scripture because, I'm a believer, and I believe that when you put positive things out there in the universe, positive things come back. So this slide says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And then you can find that in the King James Version. But going back to the picture on the left, my sons learned at 5 years old how to count money. And the way I would do it with them is I would give each one of them an assignment. I would tell them, I want you to take all the $1 bills and I want you to create a stack of $25 in every stack. When you get a stack of $25, I want you to get some more money and I want you to create a new stack of $25. And then when you finish that one, I want you to create another stack of $25 until all the money is gone. And that's how I taught them how to count it. So they would count their stacks, 25, 50, 75, 100, right? And so if you look at the image on the right-hand side, which is actually the video we're gonna watch, it's about a 2-minute video. But I want you to really pay attention to the video because it's gonna give you an opportunity to physically see everything that I just explained to you that they've been doing since they were 5 years old. Watch them. Watch them. Look how focused they are. They're putting them all straight so that all the faces are facing the same way. I'm teaching them how to respect money and how to handle it properly. Look how quiet and focused they are. Another thing I will do is when they're finished doing what I asked them to do, I go behind them, and whatever total they tell me they counted, if I come up with that same exact total, the way that I reward them for being correct is I pay them from that money. I pay them. I love when my son does that. I have no clue what he meant when he did it, but it's hilarious every time I see it. But this is, parents, again, this video is for you. Teach your kids like this, how to count money at a young age. I don't care if it's only $50. I don't care if it's $100. Teach your kids how to handle money. And when they do something right with it, pay them. Because either you're going to teach them how to make money the right way, the legal way, or they're going to be influenced by some of their friends at school how to make money the illegal way. And then now you got to come up with bail money because they got caught and now they got a case. Either way is your choice. I'm just showing you the easy way. So having said that, let me see if I could stop that. Is there even a way to pause this thing? There we go. So it gives me great pleasure. I wanted to get to this since yesterday, you guys. I got no sleep yesterday because my anxiety was all over the place. I'm so excited to be able to have my very first special guest with me on my financial literacy training with you guys. And I want to tell you that you guys are in for some really incredible information. I want you to help me welcome a mother and daughter team known as Endless Beauty LLC. And for the next few minutes, I'm going to give them the stage to tell us about their business. I'm going to have some questions for them. And at the end, if you guys have some questions for them, then we'll let you ask them some questions too. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you all the faces of Endless Beauty LLC. Hello, ladies. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Hi. Thank you for having us. I just want to say thank you, Dameon. Thank you to the STEM Sensation Club, as well as to all of you. I really, really have to commend you guys for showing up today, and to just let you know that this is truly a blessing. Like, I am blown away from the information that I'm receiving. That I'm hearing. This information,
it's so beneficial, especially at such a young age, to learn that, instill that, and he's, teaching for children and growing up and how you can apply it, and starting your own business as a child. That's like amazing.
Knowledge is power. So definitely hold on to this, okay? It'll save you. Like Dameon was saying earlier, we didn't have anyone to show us these things. We had to actually do a lot of research, countless nights, and even, him giving you this information, you're still going to have to do the work on your own. But you guys have a head start. So with that, I just want to say, we are Endless Beauty LLC. My name is T. This is my daughter.
I'm Sierra. Hi, guys.
And basically, we sell 100% human hair extensions, and we are basically everything beauty, okay? Like Dameon said, we've started small. We have big ideas that as our brand grow, that we're going to grow into. But right now we are focused on getting our hair extensions up and running. And when you hear hair extensions, most people think, there's hair extensions everywhere. You can get beauty extensions. And a lot of people try to discourage us when we started, oh, that market is oversaturated. Oh, but you know what you have to remember? That market, it doesn't have you. Okay. And absolutely, you can bring your own flavor. You can bring something new to it. Yeah. Okay. And because I'm gonna let you know, we don't just sell human hair extensions, we sell the best human hair extensions. Okay. And a lot of people, they're like, wow, they can't believe it. And we are committed to providing the best and only quality.
Yeah, and a lot goes into that too. It's not just about the product itself that can differentiate yourself from other brands. It can also be, your customer service, your, how you handle things. It's a lot of things that can also go into that to separate yourself from different businesses. Mm-hmm.
So Sierra, I have a few questions that I have intentionally written down that I have for you guys. Okay. And what I would like to see happen is I would like Sierra to answer the question. I'm going to address the questions to you. And can you tell my students how old you are?
I'm 16.
16 years old and already running a very successful beauty line of hair with her mother. And I think what better team could you have as a parent than working as an entrepreneur with your child, and vice versa, working as an entrepreneur with your parent who is really showing you a blueprint for generational legacy. Yeah. And generational legacy is it hits really different than just being successful. And what I teach people all the time is I always teach people, don't ever focus on just money. Don't ever focus on just getting the bag. Because if all you focus on is getting the money, then you'll do anything for money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because money becomes the focus. So you'll do anything for it, even if it's illegal, even if it has no moral value to it. You'll do anything for it. There's people out there right now, as I'm talking to you, doing any and everything for money. And I never want that to be any of you guys on here. If you focus on success, guess what? Money is going to find you by default. You're not going to have to look for it.
Yeah.
If you focus on being successful, money will chase you down. You don't have to go look for it, and you don't have to do anything for it. So the first question I have for you,
I just
Sierra.
want to, I want to go on because that is something that my mom has, said a lot throughout this journey is like, if you put in the effort, if you put in everything, like your money is going to come with that. And, talking about the relationship and the business partner, obviously I'm really blessed to have my mom as my business partner. She has a lot of experience that, she came into it with that I'm very grateful. And like you also said, it's not just about the money. It's not just about chasing the money, but she's giving me lots of information as well, lots of things, management, different things that I can apply to my life or in different things, not just business, but just life-wise. So I think there's a lot of things that come with it besides just, money or that's your only goal, because I feel like the whole entire journey, like my mom was talking about, up late at night, all those different things, like a lot goes into it.
And I just want to say, like, don't put the money first, put your customers first. When you take care of your customer, everything else is going to come. Put your customer, have a good product, treat people right, and they're going to start talking. They're going to start talking. Word of mouth is the best advertisement you could ever have.
Yeah.
Real talk. That's real talk. And I can say that's real talk from experience, definitely. So Sierra, what was the driving force? What do you feel was the driving force behind launching Endless Beauty LLC? And why was it such an urgent venture for you and your mother to start doing together?
I think it's something that we've kind of talked about a little bit over time. And, during quarantine is actually when we started our business. So I think that, just really feeling like this is something we really want to do, work together. It's really great, for me, like I talked about, learning a lot of things about business and getting into that whole thing. I think it was just the perfect time being at home, having a lot of time together, and just having that urge to, start a business, do something together. I think that was really it for us.
And we found something that even though a lot of people offered, they was not offering the quality, because we ourselves, when we would, want to put our hair up in a protective style, and we couldn't find the quality that we were looking for. So we wanted to fill that void for others. We wanted to be able to give them what we were not looking for.
What we were looking
What
for.
we were looking for.
What we weren't finding.
Yes.
And it's also just an industry that we both really enjoy. Like, we've always been into hair and beauty and all that. So I think having a passion for something helps it not, be a dreadful thing to do.
I'm glad you used that word passions, because one thing that I talked to my students about in the previous financial literacy segments that we've done is turning their passions into profits.
Yeah.
And that's basically what you just spoke on right now. And we all have different gifts. We all have different talents, and we all have different avenues of how we can use those gifts and talents, and then be able to be in a position to turn around and make a few bucks off of, a talent that God blessed us with, right? Because if you know, like I know, and if you're a believer out there and you know how blessings work, if you know that God has blessed you with a gift or a talent and you're just going to sit on it and not use it, at some point in time, that gift or that talent is going to be taken away from you, and it's going to be handed down to somebody else who's going to do something with it. So don't let that opportunity pass you by, definitely. So if you could be so kind, Miss Sierra, I would like you to describe what it's been like to be business partners with your mom. Like, what has it really been like? How beneficial? Like, has it been more beneficial than not? Like, give us some insight as to what this journey with your mom has been like, because my students are going to need the same support your mom is giving you. My students, I've been telling the parents from day one, at some point in time, your child is going to need your help. they're going to need your guidance, and they're going to need help with finances and stuff like that. Some kids get allowance and they're able to save up their allowance and do things, but there's a lot of kids out there who don't get allowance. So how do they beat those odds? Like, what would you recommend for students who may not get an allowance, but yet they need to come up with some investment money to start their business?
So starting off with the first question about, working with my mom and how that is, I think that, it's really amazing to be able to work with my mom and have her as my partner. I think that there's a certain level of comfortability, even if you're not, for you guys, if it's not with your parents or whatever it might be, your business partner, whatever, you need to have a certain relationship with that person to where you feel comfortable asking questions, trusting them, working together. If there's something that you're not really sure about, go to your partner. If there's something communication is really key. And that's something that we really work on and we practice a lot, is communication and understanding each other. Because when you're in a business with somebody else, it's not just you. I know sometimes me and both of us like to work individually on things, or we want things a certain way, or, so I'm not sure if you guys are like that as well, or you like working individually. But when you have a business partner, you have to be able to communicate and work together, and just have that comfortability to even, not feel like you're always right all the time, because we're not always right. You have to be vulnerable and be able to ask those questions if you need help. So I think that's really big and really important.
So, Mom, I'm going to ask you my final question, and it is absolutely a rhetorical question, but I need your feedback nevertheless. Describe to us exactly how proud of this girl you are. Because I see you with the soul glow over there.
Yes, I am super proud of her. I think as a parent, anytime your child listens, anytime your child can grasp the things that you are trying to teach them, that's a blessing,
For real.
Because, at the end of the day, we want the best for them. So when your child can actually get it and they actually understand, it's a blessing. Being a parent, working with my daughter, what I had to learn is balance, to be able to separate work
and personal.
Yes, because when you start a business, it's not a game. Like,
it's really not.
If you want to really, really be an entrepreneur, your mind, when you really think like a boss, you're dreaming, you're thinking, you're always on to the next thing.
Yes.
Because if you don't work, you don't eat. Okay.
Speak on it.
No one's going to tell you, not going to wake you up and say, hey, it's time to do this. You have to think like a boss. You are the one who have to handle everything. So,
Yeah, and with that, that drive and that grind, working on your business, putting in that dedication, you also, like she said, with balance, you can't let that, conform or, mess with your personal relationship. It is all about balance. You need to separate those two things and have your time to go shopping, have your mother-daughter time, and also, take care of business and get things done. So I think that's really, really important. And that's how to keep it really healthy and keep it, successful.
And even if you end up not working with your parents, taking time for yourself is important, because once you become an entrepreneur, a lot of times you have that you have that grind, but it's so important to say, you know what,
take a breather.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the spa today, or today I'm gonna go hang out with my friends.
Or play video games. These are children,
Mom.
Right. I don't think any of you guys are going to the spa. So, video games, whatever it is you guys like to do, take that time for yourself and honor yourself. Yeah. And also be proud of yourself and reward yourself and recognize, how far you guys have come. Be proud of yourself for the things that you guys have accomplished. That's really important.
Even if it's a little accomplishment.
The little things. And that will help you get through it as well. So, and that's with anything in life, like school. If you guys, went to bed earlier, you guys studied really good for something, that you should be proud of yourself and honor that. So that's really important to keep in mind.
Well, I just can't say enough how blessed I am personally to have you guys as my guest on today's financial literacy training segment. I definitely thank you for your valuable time to be here and stop what you're doing to speak to my students. I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to play this back endless amounts of times and hear from Endless Beauty LLC again. And just, I told him already yesterday and in the days before that you guys were coming on here dropping heat rocks. So you did exactly what I said you were going to do. So I just want to tell you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. And I was actually inspired by your story too. And that's another reason why I wanted you on here, because these students need this type of direction. And it's one thing for them to hear from me, to hear it from a 16-year-old that's actually already doing what they're setting themselves up to do, it just hits different. And so I just appreciate you guys. Again, for anybody listening, anybody watching, follow Endless Beauty LLC on Instagram and Twitter at Shop EBL Hair. You could also reach them by email at info@endlessbeautyllc.com. Thank you guys for coming so much.
And also,
and so I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Also, we have our QR code on that they could scan. It'll
Right
pull
there.
up our.
Okay, I see you. There you go.
So you guys can feel free, take a picture. It'll take you to our webs, give you all our information, our details.
And let me just say this too. Because I did some snooping around on your guys' Instagram page over the last couple of days when I was putting this together. So I'm just telling people who want to go look at their page today. Like when you get off here, go look at their page, because I saw one of your customers on Instagram who received a package that you guys shipped to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when that customer did like a little short video opening up their package and what you guys had in, you guys are the experts of bells and whistles. Like, look, I don't really think you guys can do anything for me. Sorry, I might have to order some refrigerator magnets or something from y'all. I don't think I qualify for anything you have, but I saw the package that your customer was opening, and listen, I don't hype people up just to be hearing myself talk. It was fire.
Yeah.
Like the thank you card alone, I was like, let me get one of those. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna have to trade some juices or something, because I can tell.
Try those juices.
I can tell.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh yeah, you gonna get some juice in your life. I was looking at that package, and as a boss, as an entrepreneur, I looked at that and then nobody have to tell me nothing else about Endless Beauty LLC, because the way you guys ship packages to people, it is so bomb. It is so bomb, and you do it with perfection. And I could tell you guys are very meticulous about the things you do for your customers, and I appreciate how you guys get down. So thank you for that.
Thank you. And
Real
I just want
talk.
to say everything that we do also, we do it in-house, from our packaging, from our designs, everything. So,
yeah.
Well, thank you guys for sharing your testimony. We're going to finish up. I think we have...
I have one more thing I wanted to say. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Sierra.
Just for any of you guys on, I don't know if you guys had any questions that you guys wanted to ask us.
Yeah, did you guys have any questions? Isabel, Daniel, or Sophia? Any questions for Sierra or her mom?
If they do, I'm going to have them email.
Okay, cool.
Because I actually have an appointment, and so I'm going to have to wrap things up real quick here. But I really, really enjoyed this segment. Dameon mentioned having part 2, so you guys are welcome to be on part 2 as well if you like. But I'm going to have to dismiss class for today, and we can this will be on the YouTube, so you guys view it again, because I actually am. And next time, maybe we can make it an hour and a half, because I have several questions I'd like to ask, but right now I know I'm limited on time. But I really appreciate you ladies for joining.
Yes.
The kids, I know they get a lot out of these classes, financial classes, because they've expressed interest in having their own businesses. And I think Dameon's been an inspiration to a lot of them for that. So we appreciate that. But
so you guys stay tuned, because we will address this particular slide right here. I want you guys to focus on this before we close, and we will address this in part 2.
All right. Okay, guys, let me stop this recording really quick.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And you guys.